Hello everybody, I'm Uncle Hans, back again to talk about Chinese characters. Coming up very soon in 2024, on June 10th this year, we have something called 端午节. These are the simplified characters. These are the traditional characters. 端午节 is usually called the Dragon Boat Festival. But I'll explain these characters here, which have nothing to do with dragons. Now, if we look at the seal characters, we see this character here. If this character appears to have a shan, or a mountain on top, and it appears to have a on the bottom, but this is wrong. It actually comes from something else. And this is a li, it's a man standing up. If we look at the bronze character, we see this. What is this? Don't know yet. If we look at the oracle character, we see this. Now I'll try to explain what this means. In ancient times, people knew about grafting. They would cut off a tree, plant, and they would graft something onto the top. So here we can see that there are something like roots here, and here we have something grafted onto the top. Here we have something, we have a foot. You can also see some water, which means that the top part, the graft, is growing out. So this character here, it means the end of something. But it can either be the beginning of something, or it can be the end of something. So this is the 7th month. Now, all Chinese will tell you, well, this comes on the 5th day of the 5th month of the lunar calendar. But the ancient calendar started at a different time. The ancient calendar started at the first new moon before the winter solstice. The new lunar calendar starts at the first new moon after Li Chun, which is about 2 months later than the older calendar. So, and also this character here is pronounced U. This character here is pronounced U. We have something called Di Zhi, or the earthly branches, and they go like this: Zi Qiu Ying Mao Chen Si Wu Wei Shen You Shu Hai. So we see this is number 7. Well, in ancient times, it referred to the 7th month, which is actually right now, it usually corresponds to the 5th month. So this festival is very complicated, has a long history. In ancient times, it was a festival to dispel the evil spirits. And there were 4 evil spirits called the Wu Wen Shen. Later, there was this guy, Chu Yun, who, he was a good guy, but he was lied about by his peers. And so he went and committed suicide by drowning himself in the river. And so the people felt very sorry for him. And so during this festival nowadays, they will eat something called zhongzi, which is rice balls wrapped in bamboo leaves. And they will have dragon boat festivals. Now, one thing I forgot to mention here, I explained this character here, which is a graft. It indicates the end of something, the top of something. But you'll notice that this character here is the same as this character here. This character is bu. It means no or not. And how do I explain this? Well, in ancient times, when the Chinese needed firewood, they would do something called copising. They would cut off a tree, and they would allow the new sprouts to grow back very quickly, and so they could cut the small new sprouts, and they would have a constant supply of firewood. So you see here that this bu is actually the bottom part of this. These are roots, the roots in the ground. These roots do not have a graft. They will grow back by themselves. These roots do have a graft. So this is my logic. Now, some people, some other experts may not agree with me. You may not agree with me. I think this is pretty logical. If you have a different interpretation, you can tell me about it. But I think this is pretty logical. It's a pretty logical explanation. 端午节. Hopefully you guys will have a good time on during the Dragon Boat Festival. I'll see you next time. I'm Uncle Hans.